Hi, and welcome back to my channel. I am Crown Jenny. I'm trying to set something up, so excuse me for not looking at you guys. And thank you guys very much for watching. Here's the thing. I'm sure you guys saw my last update video and all the channel, which is great because now I can restart, refresh, renew, and the channel has changed to Just Trying. So, hello and welcome to Just Trying. Ooh, I love the ring of that. Oh, it's so exciting. I don't know if I mentioned it in my my update video. There we go. That's the word. My update video that I lost the work I've done for like the last couple months, which isn't that much because I wasn't exactly doing what I was supposed to be doing the last couple months, but that's besides the point. Where I was supposed to do a lot of the month of doing makeup. And here's the funny thing. For all the videos I did before this one, I have the audio of every single one of them. And in those audios, you can hear me being very angry about quite a few things.
Squidward's back!
Unfortunately, those are funny moments that aren't going to be in. I might make a blooper video and post it later today. I might do that. I might do that by the end of the month. That's a great idea. I should do that. And you can hear in the audio of me being very angry that my camera wasn't working, that certain makeup tinting, not really makeup, it was mostly camera not working because there's no space in the camera to hold more video for footage. And it turns out when I did that, I kind of apparently accidentally didn't upload those videos onto my computer, and I deleted them completely off the camera, and if they were on here, they're not in the recycle bin, which means I either completely deleted them off the computer or never even put them on the computer. So, in the blooper video, you're not going to see me for some of it, which is fine, because you can see me for other ones. I'm excited, so maybe we should get into it. I'm going to take off my glasses. And today we'll be following a James Charles video. He can do makeup really good, so let's go. It's called Brows, Eyeshadow, Winged Liner, and Lashes for Beginners. I'm a beginner, so let's do this. I've tried a multitude of times in the last couple of days, last couple of videos, to put lashes on. No, it doesn't work for me for some reason.
Hi sisters, James Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Warning
Thank
you
you
guys
for having
right
me.
now, today's video is going to be a very, very long one, so
That's okay.
Grab your pankity drinkities, grab your snackity wackity woos, and
I have some of
brace
those,
yourself.
but it's
a few
not
weeks
full.
ago I uploaded a video on the
He already has foundation on. I don't have any foundation, but I saw a thing on Facebook, or no, Instagram? YouTube? I saw it somewhere that you can use this kind of face mask as a primer for your skin. Also, it's an eye cream thing that I'm also going to be using now. So yeah, my fingers feel really weird because I haven't been drinking enough water, so they become pruny. Which reminds me, drink some water, my friends. You don't want pruny fingers because it can be fixed, but you have to drink a lot of water for like a couple of weeks. And if you're like me, not consistent, you have pretty fingers off and on, and it's really annoying because sometimes you can lose the feeling of touch at the ends of your fingers because if you don't drink enough water, it's not going to take it away from your insides first, but the ends of your fingers. And that's called being healthy and aware. Oh, I need a mirror. I have a mirror over here. I'm trying to look into the camera more because that was an issue in a lot of my last videos, and I really need to improve on other things, so if anyone's got some suggestions, I will take them into consideration. This very much makes my skin goldeny though. Stay golden, bunny boy, stay golden. Oh, that was sad. It'd be really bad if he was saying it whenever he was putting on moisturizer for his dead skin. I know, burn. Oh. Okay, I have the primer on. Hopefully this works just fine. And I'm going to put the eye cream on. Now, there's a video game that I've been playing, and I was playing whenever I first started this and finished during some of these videos. Not during, but you know what I mean. It's Red Dead Redemption 2. If you don't want any spoilers, skip to this time period. It's a game where you play a cowboy and a gang that's basically like your family, right? I love Arthur Morgan so much, and that's who you play as. And he gets sick. And the thing is you know he's getting sick, but you don't know what he's sick with. So I'm like telling you guys in like the video, like I'm like, he's got like pneumonia or something. I don't want him to die. Maybe he won't die. And like in the game, I actually made him sleep regularly, like every night. I made him eat like a 3-day meal thing to make sure he was better. And he actually did seem to improve a bit. He wasn't underweight because like it tells you if he's or the horse is underweight. So I'd make sure he wasn't underweight. I'd make sure he's like average. And it turns out it was tuberculosis. And that really ticked me off. And then he died much later, and that really made me sad. But I'm going to tell you, for those of you who know the ending, therefore watching, or for those of you who don't care if you have spoilers, thus for watching, I got the ending where he was on the mountain and Micah didn't kill him. And to say I was sad is a small exaggeration. Like, later, the next, a couple of days later after I finished the game, I went to Texas to visit my mother and sister and, like, my grandparents and stuff like that. And on the way there, because I took a plane, on the way back, I'm just like, tuberculosis. And then I just look at my sister who knew what I was saying, and I was really sad. And, like, the sight of trains in Texas made me really happy because it reminded me of Arthur, and it made me happy. I was so angry at Dutch, and I didn't understand why I played John. It turns out in the first Red Dead Redemption 1, you play as John, which makes sense why you'd be him after Arthur died, but I was not happy to be there. But I got to see Micah die, so that's good.
Ah, there he is. Old Black Lung Morgan. Shut up.
Watch some more.
We're going to be focusing on this part of the face, being the eyebrows, eyeshadow, eyeliner, and lashes. With lots of helpful tips and tricks.
I can't.
Grab your notepad and a
No.
pencil because... Okay, sisters, hello. So like I said, I'm starting off with my base already done, and I just went ahead and I did one eyebrow and eye.
Wow.
The first rule of thumb is that the inside of your brow should always align with the outside of your nostril. So if you can see on this side right here, it starts right when I align my brow pencil. If we move over to this eye, we can see that they align once again.
The end of my nose, nostrils right here. You see how much extra hair I have? I don't have a tweezer. Even if I did, I could shave it. Not going to, but I could. Let me get a brow brush out now and let's begin. My grandmother got me a lot of makeup for Christmas, so thank you, Grandma. Every time I do my brows in a video, they look blocky and gross and disgusting. So, let's not do that this time. Cuts to me like saying, I did it, guys. I did it again, and I hate it. Or something like that.
Perfectly, so I'm just gonna draw one little line to mark the center of my brow. The next rule of thumb is that when looking forward, the beginning of your brow arch should align perfectly with the...
Okay, so a little line. I don't know which one I used. Not that one, but does the line. I think my issue is I like my natural brows, so...
side edge of your pupil, and as you can see, they do. Moving over to the other side, you can see, bingo, right here. So I'm just going to make my mark. And finally, for the tail of your brow, if you hold your brow pencil at the corner of your nose and hit it at the corner of your eye, your brow should touch just like that.
I'm using like every other brown in here to like find what I need. And some of them aren't even showing up, other ones are showing up too much. How about you show it at all? How about you show up at all? Nerd. That's not what I meant. My eyebrows look crazy.
So once again, coming to this side, if I hold my pencil right like this, I'm gonna want my brow tail right there. Now that we have all three of those points mapped out, let's go ahead and actually start filling in the brow. The most common question I get when it comes to drawing your brows is how do I make them look defined but still natural and hair-like? My answer to that question is always use a brow pencil. I love brow pencils because the tip is fine, so you can really sketch in tiny little hairs for a natural and realistic
I don't have a brow
effect.
pencil. Okay. Well, that's not the right color. This doesn't even, like, in the pan, look like a brown. And, like, the only reason I'm using it is because it's the closest to a brown that isn't, like, a straight-up gray. So we love that. Okay. Use that sweat to get rid of those lines. Perfect, I think. I don't know. Let's try the other one. Trying to keep the brush vertical. Perfect. Somehow. Well, close to perfect. It's gonna be a real shocker when I look into the camera and realize, ooh, no. And if I look into the camera and like there's nothing there because it decided not to record, well, I think this is good. It's the best I've had looking so far. So that's nice.
Kind of flick it upwards to create natural looking hair strokes. When purchasing a brow pencil, if possible of course, you should always get one that has a spoolie at the end. I freaking love these things. They are so helpful while doing brows, and throughout the entire process I always like to go through and kind of brush through the hairs just to make sure the product is getting blended together so nothing looks too intense and too harsh. It also moves the hair around so you can kind of see areas that you missed and need to add more product to. I like to take my spoolie and brush the hairs, and that is usually not the best look. Similar to the front, I'm using medium pressure and just
I hate how straight my hairs look good.
Like outer corner. I'm just going to connect it right into the tail.
Whenever I first did this, I was gonna go to a church meeting, and I did. And the first time I went to church, it went really well, considering I hadn't been to the kids the teenage service before. Well, the grown adult service before. And it worked out really well. And then we went again a couple months later, and it just went to crap. I didn't know how to socialize, so the girl who was trying to work on her socializing did really well, and she was like, "What's your hobby?" And I started freaking out, and I'm just like, "What's a hobby?" Like, literally said that to her, and she's like, she's a lot nicer. She's like, a hobby's something you do, and I'm just like, "I'm so sorry." So that was fun. And I don't ever want to go back to the children's service of the grown adult service of that thing ever again. So I'm not. But the first time was good. I never liked my makeup the first time. So everything worked out fine. Oh, this works really well for like helping your eyelashes out.
More light strokes just to fill it in. Now the last of my brow routine, which is always my favorite part, is cleaning them up. To do this, I'm just going to grab a flat top concealer brush like this. This is the Morphe M432,
I have a concealer
and your
brush
favorite
exactly.
full coverage on
I'm
the
going to
back
use this
of my
one.
hand.
And I'm going to use some eyeshadow as well.
Carefully.
I think that this is fine. I mean, it's not like I need to clean up my brows anyway. But I'm doing it because he's doing it. And as the old saying goes, if Jeffree Star does his makeup, if James Charles does his makeup, should you? And the answer is yes. You know, for some reason when I'm looking in the mirrors today, I'm just being really mean to myself. So we're gonna stop looking in the mirror right now unless I need to. Because I don't need to be mean to myself. Just because today, for some reason, I have a vendetta against myself, doesn't mean I need to give in to what I think. You clean up as you go whenever you do anything. The dishes, dinner, makeup, it makes life easier. I'm going to use, because it looks like this has all the colors, this. You can see it's already been used because no, my friend gave this to me for Christmas, so I didn't even use this on this one. I used something else. But yeah. I used my sister's makeup last time. I put it back, of course. And I'm not just saying that because she watches my videos. Did you know that she shows my videos to friends? Hi, friends of Mia.
For today's eyeshadow look, I did decide to go with a sunset half cut crease, which, like I said, I know is a little bit of a crazy look for most of you guys out there, but I have a lot of different techniques and tips and tricks that I want.
Yeah, I know, I cleaned up too early. Myself, but I hurt my makeup. Look under my nail. It's not poop, it's makeup. Get out from under there, nerd. Nerd! Look. Right. That's my nail. I'm just trying to set up smart. Said I left a lot of makeup under my nail.
And I use this for highlighting the inner corners, highlighting the brow bone, and buffing shadow onto the lower lash line.
This looks close enough, I think.
For one, which is the biggest fluffy brush, and dip into the yellow shade in the bottom corner. For this particular look, our yellow is going to act as our transition shade. Holding the brush at an upward angle, I'm going to go in right into my crease and start using circular motions to place that shadow right up in there and to blend it out.
Oh, this looks terrible. Oh, honey, I am not doing well. I know I'm doing this wrong, but I don't know how to fix it.
Next, we're going to move on to our darker shade, which in this case is going to be our orange. So to do this, I'm going to grab my M433, which like I was saying is my favorite crease brush, and I'm going to dip into the bright orange shade. I'm still going to hold my brush at a slight upward angle, but I'm going to hold this one a lot more horizontal to my face. It is staying exactly where we want it in the crease, and the outside bristles of the brush are going to do the job of blending it into that yellow shade without bringing it all the way up to the brow bone.
I believe he brings the yellow back in, so we're going to do that too. And we're going to pat that in like he said to mix it a little better. I think that's good, question mark. I wish I could blend it in more, but I don't know how. Because he says to blend it in by you letting the bristles do the work, but I'm not quite sure how to do that.
And then just do a mix of windshield wiper motions and small
literally
circular
just said
motions
it.
to make sure it is evenly blended out. It's really important to keep in mind the pressure that you're using on your brush throughout your entire makeup process. You want to use heavier pressure when applying the shadows to make sure that they really get pressed in there so they're pigmented, but when you're blending them out, you want to use super light pressure. I mean, I'm literally barely even touching my eyelid at this point. It is just the tips of the bristles that are running against it that are really going to make everything blend. I'm going to go back into my original transition shade brush, dip into a little bit
that's what we were
more
using
yellow.
still. Not bad. Close your eye. Thank you.
It takes a lot of practice, a lot of patience, and a lot of time to really master the art of blending, and the best way to do it is to really go in and make sure that every color is blended seamlessly together and not cutting any corners.
Okay. Makeup is very much a patience game.
It takes a lot of practice,
Because I am done.
a lot of patience,
I just want to move on.
and a lot of time
I'm just done.
to really master the art of blending.
I kind of like the way it looks, so I'm not mad, you know.
And the best way to do it is to really go in and make sure that every color is blended seamlessly
Because mine looks like fire, and I like that.
and not cutting any corners.
But that's not what we're supposed to be going for. We're not going for Katniss Everdeen, we're going for Peeta Mellark's favorite color. Ish. Definitely look like I belong in the Capitol right now.
Most of the product to be focused. And when I grab the product, I always make sure to not really put a lot on my brush. As you can see, I really just packed it in there and barely anything showed up, but that's what we want. My best eyeshadow tip for you guys to do would be apply a little bit of product, blend it out, and then see if you need.
You know how he said put a little on your brush, make sure it's a fluffy brush, put a little as possible and then work from there, because it's patience. I didn't listen.
Wow.
And that's on me, because I can't blame the teacher, because I'm not listening to him. Okay, I need a fluffy brush, and this is just using to blend. We're just blending it out. We're just blending it out. Blending it out. Blending. 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 There's always one eye that looks better. Oh my gosh, I'm angry. You know Tangled? There's a TV show called Rapunzel's Adventure or something like that. And I've watched it off and on for this past season. It's gotten really good. And it ended, like, the finale, like, no more after. It's a really good story, and I can rage on it after I watch this next part of the video because I'm contented but not happy with how this looks. I'm gonna try just using a nude and see if that's good enough.
I'm gonna dip it.
I'm gonna pretend to dip it.
Once you're all ready to go, I'm gonna tilt my head up and backwards so I can look into the mirror and have all of my eyelid
Ooh,
completely
I don't
accessible
wanna
and
feel
there are
my
no
eyelid.
wrinkles. And I'm just going to follow the shape.
Huh, it worked.
Like,
It worked. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that worked. Oh, this is white. I have white right here. It showed like a really good relationship between Eugene and Rapunzel that actually grew. And like in the first season, he asked her to marry her, and she's like, I'm sorry, I can't. And he apologizes to her for putting her on the spot in front of everyone, and that he doesn't understand why she said no, because he's honest with her, but he is willing to work through the issues and stay with her. And that's like season 1. And like there's an entire episode in like season 2, I think, dedicated to him learning to trust her. And it actually isn't something that's like forgotten later in the series, because she's gonna try to stop like someone from destroying Corona, in short. Wow, I just messed this up. I have to put the yellow back in. And the thing blows up because it's like they're trying to drop barrels of explosions on Corona, her city, not the virus. And Lance, his best friend, added to the show, is like crying because he thinks, oh no, she's dead. And Eugene's like, nah, she's okay, she's fine. And she comes up like just a couple seconds later. She basically like waves to Eugene, and Eugene's like, that's my girl. And like, that's goals. And it gets better from there, where like the final battle, she's like, I need to go fight. And he's like, okay, all good, I'll wait here and protect everyone else. He doesn't even question. He just says, be careful, and I'll see you later. And she's like, heck yeah, love you too. I trust, and she trusts in him to take care of his stuff too. Where they can both be heroes in their own way and not have to one-up each other. Because they're never trying to one-up each other. They're always trying to encourage each other. And they learned that, and it was really cool to see. And I really messed up this eye. And it's usually this eye I mess up. No, actually, it's usually the other one, I think. I don't remember. And then there's, like, Cassandra, her new best friend. And she's, like, strong and independent and, like, really cool. And she's not degrading to anyone except for really Eugene and Lance. And that's because they were criminals, and she grew up being the captain's daughter, which means she grew to hate criminals. But even then, they care about each other and don't want to hurt each other, and they somewhat listen to each other. And for a while, she tries to grapple with her jealousy, and she doesn't succeed. She loses, and she becomes like an enemy. And she was persuaded to by someone else, blah. You know, this looks really good, but it's not the way he looks. And instead of Rapunzel being like, she betrayed me, this is it, Rapunzel's like, I don't understand why, I want to talk to her. And she never wants to hurt her. She wants to fix everything, and she doesn't blame her or is angry with her. And she's like, it's not my fault this happened, but I still care about you. And Cassandra's like, I don't get it. And they make up, and Rapunzel doesn't even make her promise not to be mean anymore. Rapunzel doesn't make her promise, like, you can't stay in Corona because you've done this. She doesn't do any of that. She's just like, I'm glad to have my friend back. I care deeply about my friend, and I'm so glad you're okay. And because of her lead of compassion, everyone else basically accepts Cassandra as well back into the city. And, like, come on. That's the kind of, like, hero I want to see. And ironically, I did a video about that for those of you who saw it. Like, she's literally the hero. It's literally the relationship. She doesn't take crap from no one, but all she does is show love and compassion. But she'll deal with people who are being mean to her in a right way. She doesn't accept it as something like, someone's like, I hate you. And she's like, I understand that you're hurt and I'm here to help you. Not, I hate you too. And I love her. Rapunzel. And she cares about her friends, and it's amazing. They're disappearing. The colors are disappearing from my eye. So that's not James' fault. That's not even my fault at this point. It's just it messing up. Okay, that helped a lot. Okay, good. I think. Last time I did this, for this video specifically, I got straight up in my eye.
The most common question I get when it comes to winged liner is, how do you get them to be even? Let's be real, we all have days where our eyeliners are like not even distant cousins, let alone sisters, let alone twins. But there is one hack that I have for you guys that's really gonna hopefully step up your eyeliner game, and that is follow the shape of your eyes. When drawing in the is a slight angle upwards, which gives my eyes a nice lift. A lot of people tend to draw their wings straight out, which if done correctly can give a really cool editorial look, but oftentimes on certain eye shapes, it tends to make the eyes droop and look saggy.
I didn't realize that like your eyes and your forehead, like your brows can give you a facelift. That's interesting.
I'm going to go towards the corner of my eye, and I'm going to kind of rest my elbow on my chest to make sure my arm is not going anywhere. And I'm going to start right at the outer corner, and I'm going to draw a line upwards, following the shape of my waterline. Similar to the brows, if it's messy, it's okay, because we're going to clean it up after. I'm just going to take it and I'm going to drag that line right back down to the lashes. Once the wing is in place, all you have to do is lightly place that felt
that worked really well
on the base of your lashes, and just lightly drag all the way across to finish off that winged liner, with a general rule keeping in mind that it should start off super thin in the inner corner and get thicker as it gets to this portion, and then of course thin out of the wing.
This actually looks really good, I think. No, it looks really good. We're gonna have confidence. I wish I could close my eye better though. Getting us all up on my eyelashes too. Yeah, that looks snatched. Let's try the other eye. Okay, I didn't have enough. Concerned I am. Does not look as good at all. I am not going to redo my entire other eye, because now they're both even. One eye shadow did really bad, the other one did really good. One eyeliner looks pretty good, the other one looks mediocre or less. It definitely gave me like a lift on my face, because now I feel really pretty.
Concealer, and I'm just going to carefully go right below that wing and carve it out. Connect it with that wing,
Right,
because
changing my brush
nothing
out.
is weirder than when you have shadow blended out and
To
there's
this
just a
bad boy.
harsh divide right here. Don't do
And
that.
we're gonna grab that purple and be very careful.
Then I'm gonna grab that pencil brush I was talking about and dip it right into the red shadow and use it to blend out that purple. And dip it into a little bit of orange and a little bit of yellow and just blend right out.
Kind of looks like pretty good though, but kind of sucky at the same time. Lastly, the orange. So it looks like I'm just pointing out that I have bags under my eyes, so we're just gonna... Why can't you just use like this instead of a concealer when that's like... Oh, it might mess up your foundation if you're wearing foundation. And that kind of worked out. Kinda. Because you can still tell the bags under my eyes.
Step of applying lashes is always to give them a good curl, and the only tip I have for this one is make sure you're getting right up to the root of the lash, right at your lash line for the best curl. Our next step, of course, is going to be a good coat of mascara. Tilt my
Tilting
head
it
back
back.
so I have really easy access to my lashes. I'm going to start by bringing this wand in, starting right at the root of the lash,
Okay.
almost in my upper.
Okay, so what happens if you already have makeup on them because you got the mascara on them and they kind of look like spider legs, but not? Do you just love it?
Hello, look at how good my bottom lashes look. You could totally stop right here with just a good curl and mascara. It looks beautiful and stunning, but if you're like me and you want a little bit more drama, a little bit of a bigger impact, today we're gonna do some falsies.
Thank you, James, very much for your video. I really appreciate it, but I am very upset because of the eyelash stuff, the eye shadow, that I don't think I could do falsies and do them justice. And I'm sure you guys understand because you love me. We can try it a different time, but not this time because it's just too angering and I don't want to hurt myself or you or my eyes, and I think that's fair. So, after I finish cleaning up, this is our final look. Beautiful, gorgeous, loving, wonderful. Yeah. Bit frustrated, like I said, because of the eyeshadows, because it didn't come out the way his looks, and his looks gorgeous, and I don't know how to blend very well. I also did better in the video before, so I guess I'm angry that you couldn't see that one compared to this one, but that's okay, and I'm gonna turn the camera on myself to look at the camera. Oh my gosh, my camera turned off. Oh my gosh. Wow. I don't know when my camera turned off, because I looked at it like a couple minutes ago, and it was thriving. What the heck happened? My camera died. Anyway, I love you. Have an amazing day. And why don't you join the ride and subscribe. Goodbye. And thank you, James, very much for the great tutorial.